Let's spill that tea. HumbleTea it is. Hello everybody, it's time for HumbleTea. I got my tea for once. And it's time to chit chat. So yeah, it's been a couple weeks. I've been wanting to make a more personal HumbleTea podcast here, or episode part. Yeah, I don't make sense. Anyways, so, and every time, I was going to record, I was like, I don't know, ramble, I was tired, and I don't know, I'm making 2021 time of, I get things out, as I get them out, and I'm happy with them, and not just getting them out to make a date, and make sure I have a video every day, Monday and Fridays, Sims and games, or whatever they are, and then Wednesdays, podcast. I want to really send out good content. So, yeah. And especially this one, this has been something on my mind, and I guess maybe a little bit more thought process. And yeah, I didn't write it down, I'm just gonna kind of go with my heart and with my mind and all that stuff, and just kind of chat with you guys. Might be kind of all over the place, but I mean, what podcast isn't? And yeah, I don't even know where exactly I'm gonna go, but the topic, the title, whatever you want to say, is gonna be people come into your life for 3 reasons. For a reason, a season, or a lifetime. Sometimes people come into your life to teach you something, Maybe you think that, oh, this is your best friend ever, and no, they may seem like that. Maybe they are for that time being, but when you look back on it later, it was toxic, and those people that you meet later will show you that wasn't okay. A lot of those things were not okay, or whatever, and you find those friends that for a lifetime. And of course, you have your family, and always remember, whether it's family, close family, siblings, cousins, friends, whoever, there's somebody who loves you, someone, and someone that wants you here. You're here for a reason, and so about me. So before I started, getting to Sim, I would watch stories and Sims of Sims 2 back in that day. People would make it would be text stories and stuff. I'd watch that, but I didn't really got into the whole Let's Plays. I hadn't found that part of YouTube, which might have been a little bit later. Anyways, but I hadn't seen that part of YouTube yet. And but I was on the part of YouTube of voice, okay, since I was in 5th grade, I've always been fascinated with I wanted to be a director. I love movies and but I more being behind the scenes type things, and I love to edit. I first started on Windows Movie Maker, which I went to that because of school one time, and it was I got confused. I was like, what? I used to edit on this, and I was just oh no, it was when I had my Mac, I tried iMovie, and I was so confused. It was the simpler, the more basic, I guess, is harder for me. So I end up getting Final Cut, stuff like that, which I miss. But anyways, point being, I love movies. I love the film thing, and so I found my way into writing stories and stuff so that's how I started first, was I would use pictures. This back when I was editing with Windows Movie Maker, and you take pictures of celebrities and you write text, and it's you made your own story. And then that evolved to using video, and then it was evolved into using voiceovers and making your own stories and doing this, and so it's that voiceover community. which I still love, still, like to participate in, go see a lot of the friends and stuff like that I made. And, so I'm still, like, it's not like I left that community, but there's a lot that happened. But, so there was that, and then within that, of course, my brain never shuts up, so I'm always creating stories. And I'm in school in this part, and I was doing tech stories. I was like in middle school, and then I like got into high school doing like voiceovers, and I had through like getting voiceover, doing story clubs, whatever. I met this one person who ended up I had known for like until like just like a couple of years, got off, but I thought it was gonna like my best friend. She was a little bit older than me, a couple of years older. So I was, like I thought a big sister. I thought, like I said, you meet the people you think, and then you meet the ones who really are, and they show you the truth. Like my friend Sarah, she showed me the truth, and she's always been here, and she showed me how. Yeah, it just. That I was wrong, but I was young, and like I said, you have to learn things. But anyways, I had this friend, and like we would write stories together and all this, and I had this series, my first like voiceover series, Ordinary Girl, and looking for voiceovers, and like she was obsessed with Sterling Knight, who played Chad Dillon Cooper and Sunny with a Chance, and like Starstruck and all that stuff. So like. And she was gonna be like one of the stars in the thing, so like she's like she wanted, because at that time there wasn't a lot of like male voice actors like in the community, so a lot of times girls voice guys and all this stuff, and like she wanted an actual guy, and like it had to sound good for him. And then she found this person who, I'm gonna say person, you'll find out later, that sounded like him, and sounding sort of like him, or was good. So like we started talking, and he was in it, and I was like writing, like they were in it, and so this guy, okay, we'll say guy, and he started flirting with my friend, and then they started dating, and like online, it was like this whole online thing, and then find out like he has siblings, and like brother that's about my age, and then a little sister that's like 6, and they like had this whole life, like crazy life, and their dad was like in prison in Italy, and the mom was dead, and they were like living with friends as parents, and it was, and then like, and there was like his friends had these 2 kids, and then there was a cousin. And it turns out it was just one girl who was being like playing like 6 different people for, and this went on for a few years. And, it was very fishy. They were always supposed to meet my friend, and they would even say they were down in Texas, but like down south, and all this stuff. But they were in New York. But then there was this other girl, who had known them first, and she was actually with his brother, she's like my age, and they were like really close, and it was the same thing, and every time that they were supposed to meet, there was always some excuse and all this stuff, and so I was, of course, I was like it. I did kind of date that dude a little bit, but it was like nothing like them, like as close, and like going to meet and all this stuff. It was like it lasted, then it like didn't last that long. But I did. So things would happen. There was fights, and then they had like they pulled the epilepsy card, and so like if you fought with them too much, they'd go and they would pass out, and then it was like so it was like you couldn't do too much because one of them would. So it was like you couldn't say much or something. So, even though like there was like proof, there was like we like Google, and like I learned from my friend, how to, like, Google, like, reverse image. And, there was stuff, it was, like, very fishy, like I said, but, you call them out on it, something happened, and it was just a mess. And, but the Truest had finally came out. It was actually first semester of my college, and I'm, like, getting ready for the first day, and it was, like, morning, and I get this call, and, like, they're freaking out, and, they found out, and, see the real person, and it's just this girl, and, like, just all these years, and, like I said, they were in really deep, like, my friend, they were, like, planning a wedding, but, like, she never seen him, and it was a lot, but I wasn't in deep like them, but also did get hurt a lot by my friend and stuff, and then there'd be fights and lies, and one time there was this big huge fight. It was my senior year of high school, and everything, I can't even tell you, it was so long ago. There was this big fight, and got blocked. Like, it was like day to night, on a Skype call. That's why I'm, like, not the biggest fan of Skype. Because it was like, we're always on Skype, we're always on a call, or talking, because they were always on a call. So sometimes I was, sometimes I wasn't. But, so I got this fight. It was like, November, I don't know, like November, December, something like that. Yeah, I guess it was December, because it was, like, right when I got my Mac. There was this big huge fight, blocked and all this stuff, and me, stupidly, being naive, just trusting, I had gave the password, because, like, we'd help with videos or whatever, so to my YouTube, because my very first YouTube channel was HSM Ashley Fan 1, I had, like, 1,000 subs, 1,000 plus subs, and all this stuff, and my friend, quotation, ex-friend, friend, whatever, deleted my account, because she had my password, and, yeah, and, then, also, she had my Skype, and one time I was with my brother and my cousin, and we were like, getting dinner and stuff like that, and I had seen I was getting pings on my phone or whatever, and I seen in my Skype, they had got in, again, because I stupidly had gave my password, and had a picture of a hippo, and were using it, and making all these jokes, and then also, my friend, ex-friend person, had made a cover and had the little girl send it to because she was supposed to be friends with my cousin. They were, like, the same age. Yeah, they were the same age. Quotation mark. And it was a cover of Britney Spears' Seek Amy. And, yeah. So, I can't listen to that song. I mean, I had my fair share of stupid things, because she would always prank me, and so I did a very stupid prank that I shouldn't have done, and I really, really regret, and I will never forget, and dumb 16-year-old teenager, dumb things you do. I had said, I was recently learning to drive and stuff, and I had texted me and my cousin my cousin had a YouTube channel, but, like, I was helping her with and stuff like that, and so, like, I was messaging my friend as her, and said, like, I had got in a car accident, it was stupid, and years later, it did happen, so, came back to bite me in the ass. like I said, I was a moron, and things come back and they get you, and teach you a lesson in things, and yeah, so I'm totally not the, 100% the victim. I had my fair share of idiot moments, but I had my fair share of idiot moments, and that was not a prank, and I was a stupid 16-year-old, and I shouldn't have done it, and I know that. Yeah. I'm like, I don't know what else to say. Like, I was an idiot, and I guess I'll just move on. Because I was an idiot, and like, I know, and I've learned from it, and grown, and if I could go back in time and change that, I would. That's like one of many stupid things I've done. That's one I would do. There's a lot. I do stupid things, but I mean, I guess, that's life, if you learn from it. I guess if you do stupid things and you say, hey, yeah, that's fine, But like, if you learn from it and you accept, hey, yeah, that was stupid, then okay. But anyways, but my point to saying this of like friends and how this happened to me is just, when we get in these fights and stuff, I wasn't always in the wrong, but I got in the habit of just always saying sorry, and, just taking the blame, and, just whatever, and it come to me, that's how it always was, even it wasn't totally me, or because I middled, as I always say, or meddled, because I always got in the middle and meddled. That's a word. I always got in the middle and meddled. There we go. Because I always got in the middle and meddled. Yeah, it was my fault in retrospect. I shouldn't have gone and said this, but I don't know. Like I said, there's things I shouldn't have done, yes, but also, but they'd say stuff and then say stuff about this, and I'd get mad, and I shouldn't have got in the middle of, like, a relationship, but, like, I don't kind of put me in the middle, I shouldn't have said some things, but also, like, it was just a lot, and, it was a lot, and, like I said, I would blame myself, to the point that a couple of times I, did try to harm myself, not very well, and I'm glad that I was big fat chicken, but take scissors to my wrist and thumbtack, but there's always part of me that knew I had my family and things. Whew. But I don't know. It was a lot. And wasn't worth it. And so after that person was long gone, well, long gone from our lives, but she made her own YouTube channel and trying to tell the truth, but some people believed it, but I forgive for myself, but I won't forget. And, like I said, it wasn't even in as deep as they were, but it was still a lot of years that went by, and a lot of things happened that kind of wish I went differently, but I did learn some things from them. And then I got tricked again by someone saying they had passed out because they had epilepsy, and it was just to get me to stop talking. And I didn't believe it at first, but then they got me to. And yeah, but because I want everyone to be okay, and so I blame myself because I was fighting with them and fighting with her, and um she passed out, so I blame myself. And yeah, maybe there's things I shouldn't have said, but also she had done some things. But anyways, that person was long gone. That was a whole other story. I'm mixing up stories. But anyways, that person was gone out of our lives, but I was still talking to, quotation, my friend, ex-friend, sort of. And she was kind of getting away from YouTube after a while. And but I kind of stuck around. And then slowly I was getting into Sims. And but she would always, every now and then, she would find out, like, I wasn't working, even though I was, like, going, first I was still going to school, and helping my parents, and, like, everyone's life is different, but, like, she would say, you're gonna be a loser like her, and you're gonna be a loser just like her, just being with your parents, and, fat, and, like, I don't know, putting me down, and making me feel bad. And yeah, I already had those kind of thoughts, but then, then we ended up laughing about whatever, and be friends, and it was just this whole thing. And so once, I started flipping over from the voiceover community to Sims, and I was doing that stuff. Then I started streaming, and, being on Discord, and I had met my best friend Sarah. And, we had been talking and all this stuff. Like, we just clicked. We got along. She's a little bit older, a couple of years older than me. But, like, and she's, like, the sister I have never had. Between her and Miranda. But, she had shown me what a true friend is, between fights and stuff. Like, I didn't just blame myself, like, and then we talked it out and stuff, and it wasn't just, okay, yeah, it's your fault, and, we'd go sometimes forever without, a week or so without talking, but then we do, and it's, it's cool, and, it's, we do our thing, and then, we do, sometimes we just need time away, and we're doing our thing, but we're talking, like, close, and if I'm, and just until, like, a couple of years now, when me and this other girl, like, really got into it, and I was just done. And Sarah was there for me in court, and it was then I realized, because, like, I was just beside myself, and, between that and talking to my mom, between talking to Sarah in court and my mom, like, I was just, like, I realized right then and there, just be done, block. And she, like, tried to message me back, and, like, I'm sorry, like, we had good times and all this stuff, but I was just, like, no. And that's where, you realize you grow, and, as you grow and you meet people, because if you don't love yourself, you can't love anyone else, you can't, and it's hard to be friends. And so, by, not putting up with that and loving myself, I can be a better friend as well, and, not being a just yes person, because that's not being a friend, just agreeing with them and, putting up with what they have to say. And I guess that's my whole point. Like, I'm just, like, over here, and me, and, like, I'm not trying to play, like, the victim card. Like I said, I'm just getting some things out of my mind of, like, what's happened, and it's kind of a mess. Me telling you this story and blah, blah, blah. But yeah. like I said, I'm not perfect. I'm not, like, totally innocent. I'm not trying to say, oh, whoa, it's me. Just things that happen to you, you know. Yes, you know, you grow from it, but also, you know, you maybe build up walls. You know, I build up walls of how I, you know, share with, you know, share things and all that stuff, and not using Skype. You know, build up walls and stuff, but then, you know, when you do let in those little bitty people, maybe a part of being an introvert too, you know, or maybe that's why you be more of an introvert, is you let in a couple people, and when you let in those couple of people, you find out who your true friends are. And when in doubt, talk to your parents. They've been through this stuff, or they know, and it can help. It really can. And I think that was the hardest thing is, now I talk about things. I talk about my Twitch. I talk about YouTube. I talk about my friends on Discord and, you know, my friends and stuff like that. And before, I was hiding a lot of things and not really talking about it. Like, yeah, especially when they did things, and the Skype thing and, like, deleting my YouTube is just something that's been, I don't know, like, the last month, and that's why I wanted to talk about it. It's just because that happened, it was still like a year or something of, then, you know, like, because after that, they had done that, it was like a month or a couple weeks, and, like, message, like, you know, I'm sorry, you know, she was like, I'm sorry about this, like, can we be friends again, blah, 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 blah. It was like apology, but not really. I don't know, like, if I look back at it, not really, but sort of, but went back and we were friends, and went back into doing the same things, but, you know, look back, and it's just like, I don't know, like, if you're really your friends, you don't do that. Like, you just, if you stop being friends, you just move on. You don't go and try to do things to hurt them, and like, that's just, it's childish, and that's not true friends, and something I should have gone back to, but yeah, and it wasn't all bad. You know, birthdays, they try to make them special, and when, like, drew pictures or make nice videos, and, you know, we'd always make nice videos for each other, and they were actually really sweet and very caring, and stuff like that, like, very thought out and things, and became something that I like to do for a lot of people, but yeah, yes, the good then also outweigh the bad, you know. I don't know. We're there for the times, you know, for the special, for the important, they're there for each other for some special times and stuff like that. But it happened, and like I said, friends, there for a reason, season, or a lifetime. And sometimes, you know, like, ones you meet when you're young, sometimes they stick with you all growing up, and sometimes you grow apart. You do your thing, you're just so different, you know. Different is good sometimes, but, and, you know, not being 100% the same. Like, you gotta have differences in likes and friends, and yeah. I just say, like, friends and family, because, yeah. I don't know. I feel like this is not making sense, but I don't know. It feels good to get this out, but, like, I'm not trying to be like, again, not like, whoa, it's me, but I feel like maybe I don't know. This is the reason I kept putting this off, because I wanted to get it right. Still not sure. But also I feel like maybe there's someone out here who needs this, to know, that you're not alone. Like, if you're going through a friendship and they're like, kind of, they'll put you down, and then they'll turn around, oh, I'm sorry, and blah, 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 or they're always putting you down, but they're like, oh, I'm your best friend, and I'm here for you, blah, 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 blah. No, you deserve a better friend than that. Or, they lied to you, and find out truths about them. Just don't put up with it. My point is, love yourself, and the other people love you too. But you have to love yourself, and believe in yourself, and and the people that believe in you and care about you, they will, and they won't put you down. Now, does that say that the people that care about you and support you and stuff will always say, oh yes, and agree with you, and, never tell you when you're wrong? Hell no, okay? No. Those are actually the best friends, who won't always agree with you and stuff, and they will say when you're being stupid, and, when you're being stupid, or you shouldn't do this, or something like that. But the way they do it is not in a mean way. They say it, they will yell at you. They will say, hey, no, you shouldn't have done that. No, look. They will call you out on your ish. They will call you out on your crap. But they won't attack you. So, they're honest, and they'll be honest, and they tell you, like, I have Sarah, so, no matter what, like, she's gonna be honest. Like, if I'm being an idiot, she will tell me, hey, like, no, shut up, just go to bed, whatever, like, you need to go to bed, you just don't do that, whatever, okay, whatever it may be. But someone who constantly is just tearing you down, and just, tearing you down, and but then, like, oh, I'm so great, and blah, 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 or, and just nitpicking you. That's the difference. When they're, like, nitpicking you, and all that kind of stuff, no. But, like, if they're just being honest. So, like, you don't want a yes person. And see, I guess that's where, with this other friend, this ex-friend, we'll say ex-friend. Well, no, because I won't say ex-friend, because not like that, okay? Ex-friend. Friend. Oh, yeah. Ex-friend. Not like that. Not like that. I like guys. Anyways, my ex-friend, like, she'll always be like, but that's, that's best friends, like, they can tell you the truth and all that stuff, but, like, I don't know, it's, like, it was different, like, which, then I was like, oh, yeah, okay, but, like, there was a different feeling, and, there's a different feeling in your mind as you get someone, someone who's, like, putting you down and stuff, and then making you think, and blah, 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 make you feel bad about yourself, than someone who's being honest, and there's a there you go. There's a difference in somebody, quotation, being honest, but not really being hateful, and it's like, it's how you, it weighs you down, it makes you feel bad, than someone being honest in a very caring way, and, knowing how to say it. Does that make sense? Like, they're honest, and they tell you the truth, and they can yell at you, and there's a difference of someone who really cares about you. There's just a different feeling of, like, oh, okay, like, no, I need to stop, right? I need to stop. You know, there's just different feeling than when someone's saying this, and this, and you're just like, oh my god, I'm the stupidest person ever, why am I here, blah, 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 blah. When you're feeling that, that's not okay. You need to get the friendship, relationship, whatever it may be. You know, this isn't just about friends. This is, boyfriends or girlfriends, whatever it may be, or even parents or siblings, like, any kind of toxic relationship. It could be anybody. This isn't just about friends. Now it happened to me, friends, okay? Friends. But this could be anybody. This could be, family. This could be friends. This could be a significant other. It could be anybody. I guess 35 minutes into it and I'm mentioning this now. But anyways, it could be anybody. Point being, do not put up with toxicity. Toxicity? Just toxic. Don't be in a toxic environment, okay? So, yeah, anyone who, okay, so, another point, especially people that give you anxiety. I remember, yes, I can kind of, I don't remember exactly, but I remember a little bit how my, first anxiety attack had came on. It was, talking, of course, Skype, and my chest just started, racing, and, it just wouldn't stop, and, telling my parents, and, we went, and my dad's, telling me, and breathe in and out slowly, and, we were watching Jeff Dunham to help calm me down, and, it worked, but, yeah, so, that happened, and it's just, anybody who's gonna cause you anxiety, it's not worth it, just not worth it, but, I think we're gonna wrap it up here. That's a tea. We might come revisit this, maybe a little bit more thought out. But, yeah. Thank you all so much for listening as I spilled that tea. Yeah, thank you all, and I hope to get back on track with HumbleTea. Like I said, I want to, produce good content, so if I miss a day, day in the week, that is why. If I miss a podcast, that is why. I want to get out good podcasts for you guys. But yeah, so thank you all so much. I hope you enjoy, and I will talk to you all next week. Bye, guys.